This week's parsha is the parsha of the Gadol of Koicha Shel Tefillah. The Tefillah, Moshe Rabbeinu was giving Techocha to Klal Yisrael, and Ramban says that really there's no greater koich in the world than Tefillah. The Rebbe Shem always answers Tefillah. If he doesn't answer, it's only for something that's ma'akev the Tefillah. So Moshe Rabbeinu was giving Techocha to Klal Yisrael that even though I davened, the Rebbe Shem should have answered me, but the reason he didn't answer me because there was an ikuv because of you. We know that whenever there's Torahs in Klal Yisrael, the greatest thing is tefillah to daven. The Medrash in Tetzaveh brings down, and the Chavetz Chaim brings it in one of the letters they wrote b'Shas. There were Torahs in Klal Yisrael. The Medrash brings down, Chul mochem dvarim v'shuv el Hashem. Rabbi Hashem tells Klal Yisrael, what are your troubles? Just keg dvarim. So Klal Yisrael says, but we don't have dvarim, we don't have Torah. So Rabbi says, what do you mean? You have tefillah. You always have tefillah. Look what I answered Klal Yisrael. B'Shas, Gong Mitzrayim, Tal Shavasam. Daven, and I'll surely answer you. And Chavetz Chaim goes there by Riches. Whenever you see Torahs in Klal Yisrael, it means we're not davening. There's an ikuv in tefillah. We know Baruch Hashem, people go daven everything. For some reason, we see all the Torahs that are happening, the Torahs HaKlal and the Torahs HaPrat. Why are the Torahs happening? We're davening. We know that in the Shulchan Aruch, it brings down that you shouldn't speak by davening, and if you do speak, it's a choite, he's a sinner, but God love and so. And it's the only place in Shulchan Aruch that brings down this nusach. The only place in the Torah that brings down God love and so is by Retzicha, by Kain. So the all Meforshim speak what's the shaychus of Retzicha to by davening. How could you use the same term? So some say pshat to show you how great Aver is. The Mechaber uses the same term that's used by Retzicha. You're killing. One Meforshim bring down a beautiful pshat that by Retzicha, when Cain killed, it wasn't only killing Heva, it was killing him and all the children, all the daughters afterwards. When a person talks during davening, it's not only that he's not davening. He's goyim that all the tefillos from the Besmedish doesn't get niskabel to the Rabbeinu Shalom. So God Lavoina, you know what kind of error you have. It's not only an error that your tefillah is not going niskabel. You're causing an ikuv on the tefillah. Because of you, people are in shul and davening, and the Rabbeinu was not listening to their tefillahs. Because someone who's from Sich makes that the tefillahs shouldn't be able to go up to Shemaim. It's an ikuv, like the Techocha of Moshe Rabbeinu. It's an ikuv that why the tefillah doesn't go up to Shemaim. We know that there was once the Rabbi from Austria met Pinchas Makoritz, and they're discussing what is the biggest thing that we have to be mesaken, the chet that's causing all the tzaras. So Rabbi said, that's the bigger than anything. The talking by davening causes all the tzaras. And the reason it causes all the tzaras is because it's ma'akev the tefillah. We know the famous Tosus Yontiv by the Gzer of Tachvatat, when he asked the Shelas Chaloim what's causing all the tzaras, and Sicha Shas Tefillah. Why? Because if there's no talking, Tefillah surely helps. And why does the Tefillah help? It's a sim that something's ma'akev the Tefillah. And the Ikva Tefillah is talking by davening, is ma'akev the Tefillah shouldn't go up. Because Tefillah would surely go up if they wouldn't do it. So God love and sorry, because you're causing, it's not only your Aver, you're causing everyone's Tefillah shouldn't go up. It's God love and so you have to be very careful. When one talks by davening, first your own tefillahs aren't niskabel, your family's tefillahs aren't niskabel, the whole Besmedrish tefillah is niskabel, the whole city who needs all the tefillahs are not being niskabel to Rabbeinu Shalom. We know the famous story where someone came to, in our generation, Moran Hagon Chaim Kinevsky Shlita, and said that someone in the Kehillah is not well, what they should do. And Chaim gave the Eitzah, they shouldn't talk in Besmedrish. He says, Meredish as I feel. They have to stop not to talk by davening. Not to talk by davening. And if you don't talk by davening, for sure you'll see the person will have a for Shalem. And he came to the Besmedrish, he said over from Reb Chaim. Reb Chaim said, the person told Reb Chaim, I'll just show him where it says Shulchan Aruch. And Reb Chaim told him, show him where it says Shulchan Aruch. The person said, people need more than that. I'll say over the Reb Chaim said, if you're not going to talk, we'll have refuahs and yeshuas for everybody, refuahs and the whole Besmeshman was makabel themselves not to talk by davening, and one day this person who was so sick came walking to my door, knocking on my door. The person said, and he had a refuah. If you don't talk by davening, the Rabbi listens to the tefillas, and the famous the Rebbe said that if you talk by davening, it causes that the shefa of panosa is stopped from the world. That person who needs panosa, and if you talk by davening, the shefa of panosa goes away if you talk by davening. So we have to nowadays, especially now after the 9 days, the churban, all the tzars that are happening in the world this year, and what's happening there, Yisrael, what's happening all over the world, is a time that we all have to be makabel on ourselves. We want Rabbi to listen to our tefillahs. The only way we could do that is take upon ourselves not to talk b'sheis tefillah, not to talk by davening. Then we'll see the Rabbi promises us, Batal Shavasam. Rabbi will listen to our tefillahs. We'll all be zoicha. Everyone will be zoicha first. The shuas haklal will be zoicha to the gula through the tefillah. Be zoicha for the prat. Everyone, those who need shidduchim, those who need panosa, those who need refuahs. Rabbi should help. There should be zoicha to see the gula b'meir b'meinu.
Amen.